Oh, okay, okay. And then what would be the second step that people would end up having to take in order to calm the mind and body?
Yeah, and this is one that I do regularly, and it would be to me it would be get outside. And what I mean by that is get in nature. Here in California, we have access to the mountains and the ocean and things like that. But even if somebody doesn't have anything like that, simply just getting outside and taking a walk, being in fresh air, is a very powerful tool to calm your mind. It's expansive if you think about it. Because if I'm sitting at home, right, ruminating and like letting things boil and bubble and all these things, and I'm in a box, right, my house or my
Hmm.
office or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
I'm inside another box, my head, right. I'm so inside in this moment. I'm trapped in these boxes. And if I can allow myself to say, hold on, I need to open up and slow down, the simplest way to do that is to get outside. And even if it's only like a 5-minute walk, and while you're doing that, I certainly recommend, if it's to try to like calm down so that you don't bark back at somebody, leave the cell phone at home, right? So that you're not still trapped in the matrix and you're not still going like, oh my God. And by the way, Matrix, I love that movie. Do you like that? That's an aside. But we're not stuck within the grid where it's pulling on us, where we could also get distracted again. Because that time, if you get outside and take a 5 to 10 minute walk, is about you getting in touch with you, where you're just going, all right, I just need to decompress right now. But you see the sunshine, you look at the trees, if there's just feel the breeze and get outside, where, when you do that, you can just open yourself up on so many levels to relaxation. So as much as possible, that would be step 2 for me.
Awesome. And then one thing I like, and I don't think we do it enough, is if you head to the park or your backyard and you lie on the ground and
Yeah.
like, or you lie on the grass or whatever it might be, lie on the grass or lie on the ground. There's something about that, like fully connecting with the ground, and we don't do that enough. We're either sitting, or we might be walking a little bit, or we're lying in our beds.
Yeah,
So there's something about that. Laying down in the grass, I don't know.
I agree. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And even the other thing, walking hand in hand with that, is even just taking your shoes off,
Yeah.
and walking in the grass and just feeling your bare foot on Mother Earth, and just you're absolutely right. It does amazing things. So you hit the nail on the head there again, Rick. You're on it.
Yeah. Fire. Yeah. I mean, there ends up being 2 points. Like, I had done a long distance hike many years ago. Me and two other friends hiked from the Mexican-U.S. border up to Canada, and that's what we ended up doing. We ended up sleeping on the ground like every single day, and it was amazing. And the second thing, like you were talking about the bare feet. Now we didn't hike in bare feet, but what you'll notice is the more that you walk around in bare feet, like in your house or have socks off and in bare feet, your feet end up responding way better and having a better connection, and you end up having better control of your feet, and that ends up helping with your knees and
Yeah.
your ankles and your hips and your back. Now the thing that ends up throwing it out is if if you're extremely overweight, that ends up having an effect on your feet. But if you're normal weight and you spend more time with your socks off, and you almost increase the stimulation of your feet, that ends up drastically helping your lower body.
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Okay, enough me chatting. Now, what would be the third step that you would recommend for people to do when it comes to calming your mind and body?
The third step we were actually just kind of doing, which
Oh,
is laughter. I
oh,
mean, it's the old saying, laughter is the best medicine. I mean, it
yeah,
really is. What happens is our body starts to release tonic chemicals when we go into a state of laughter, as opposed to toxic.
yeah,
And so, again, they've done studies on it, where we've already talked about how the typical brainwave state is in that beta state, that agitated state. When people are laughing, their brainwaves go to that alpha state again, where they're more calm, they're more relaxed. So if you don't have funny people like you or I right in front of you, right, then, comedies, literally watching comedic films. Yeah, I'm sure most human beings can come up with one comedian that literally just makes them laugh, almost belly laughter to the point of tears. That is so healing for the body and the mind, to allow yourself to laugh. And so it's something I highly recommend. We can all do more of. It's just laugh. laugh our way through life, because I think we got into a place, at least I did, certainly back when I found my injuries, everything was so darn serious, and you could see it in my face, and you could feel it in my being. And we just got to remind ourselves, the old saying is to turn that frown upside down, right? Where you just you turn up the corners of your mouth and you allow yourself to smile. And yeah, maybe initially, sometimes for people, they have to fake it till they make it, so to speak.
Yeah.
But over time, if you just get used to smiling more, man, it becomes a way of being, and it does calm your mind.
Yeah, you can't think about anything when you're laughing. It reminds you, like my kids, they love America's Funniest Videos.
So good.
They just love it. I don't know what it is, but it's really cool. They're watching it, and you can just hear them just belly laughing, because like half of the videos involve like some sort of kid doing something dumb, like they're on their bicycle and they like crash into something, or a dog does something goofy, and they have just the cutest laughs.
That's priceless, isn't it? To hear a child literally laughing and just expressing joy. I mean, that's something sometimes as adults we forget to do, and it's a beautiful thing when you watch a child, because they remind us. They're basically a reflection, but they just remind us of our essence, which is we have some of that joy. And when you see that, you feel the exact same thing. Your body gets this rush where you go, oh my God, that's just so beautiful. And I'm sure you watching your own children brings a massive smile to your face.
Oh, it completely does. And you have to stop and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go all on the side tangent about kids, but I mean, most times it's your choice to have kids, and you have to kind of enjoy, their journey, and because they're a big reflection of you. So it's been cool. The kids have been really cool. They're 5 and 8, and they're at an awesome age. And my 5-year-old's just gotten into kindergarten, so he's doing so there's lots of change going on, but he's still like a little kind of infant. He still wants the parents. It's cool. And then when they watch America's Funniest Videos, it's just hilarious. There's like, what are you laughing at? Yeah. Oh, Dad, you got to see this. You got to see. Watch what this kid does. I'm like, oh, jeez. Yeah. Please don't try to replicate what they do.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, man, what you do though, you're one of those human beings who smiles a ton, and so the apple doesn't fall far from a tree in that way. So they're mirroring back to you through your example, and that's a great thing to remember as a parent, if you happen to be one, or anybody out there. It's just kids are imitating, and so if we want to have them expressing that joy, the best way to have them do it is for us to express it, like you do all the time when you meet people. I mean, your light shines so bright, Rick, and it's you're always giving and always smiling and always laughing. So it makes sense that your children are doing that, and you guys just give it back and forth to each other, little mini-me's in your household. It's great.
It is kind of scary, but thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, man.
Now, so we've covered our 3 things. So we've covered, the breathing, get outside and laugh. And I mean, I think if people incorporate those within their days, it'll drastically end up improving their calmness, or that chaos that's going in their mind, or even calm down their bodies. Because I know it's something that I end up recommending, like when it comes to injuries, what a lot of people don't talk about is kind of like the muscle tension around that joint. So you injure yourself, you have pain, you just get natural tension around that joint. And whatever you can do to release that tension decreases the light stress that's happening on that joint, and breathing ends up helping that, like blowing out the pain, blowing out the tension around that joint ends up helping when it comes to injury and pain recovery. No one talks about it, but it is important, and big thing that I talk about ends up being the breathing side of things. Now, the 3 things are awesome and totally actionable. Is there anything else that you want to leave people with? Anything that I didn't ask, or that you want to any tips that you want to leave people with?
Yeah, we'll add a bonus of a 4th thing that they can do to calm their mind, because we kind of talk about what are actionable things during the course of their day. Yeah. At night, there's another opportunity to calm our minds, and so often right before we go to bed, a lot of people either still have the TV on, or they're checking their cell phone, looking at Facebook and Instagram, and just being, again, hyper-stimulated right before they go to sleep. And sleep is essential if we want to get to a place where our days can be productive and where we're immersed in what we're doing. So prior to falling asleep, I personally always recommend turning off the television, trying to put your cell phone down at least an hour before you go to bed. And if you can retrain yourself, I know it's old school, but to read a book, or maybe if you have a family, it's connection time with your loved ones. so that you put away the electronic stimulus and the lights that are present with that, and allow yourself to be a little more calm just before you go to sleep. I think you'll find yourself sleeping better, and in sleeping better, you're going to find more of that ability to navigate the waters of the day that much more effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Adam, where can people get more information about you?
Yeah, they can do it at my site, which is 3minutemeditations.com, and that's the number 3. It's a new product that I have out there, and they could also look at my personal site, which is brewerwellness.com. One of those 2 sites, and they'll be able to find a lot of different information about the things that I have going on. I'm out here in Santa Monica, California, right? And we just had some rain yesterday. It was awesome. Normally it's like, oh my God, sun all the time. We had some beautiful rain, but based here in Santa Monica, California. So.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
very nice part of the world.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Adam, for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Rick.
No worries. Thank you, everyone at exercisesforinjuries.com. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance of an article, video, or an interview that'll help you overcome your injury or pain. Now, if you're watching this interview on YouTube, head up above, hit subscribe. What that'll do is every couple days you get an interview like this, or you'll get a video where I talk about tips and tricks on overcoming injury and pain. Now, lastly, head down below, hit like, and leave myself or Adam a question. So this is Rick Kaselj with Adam saying take care and goodbye.